Welcome back to Reading Sisters, and today we will be reading Junie Jones and a Little Monkey Business, Part 2. Aaliyah read Part 1, which basically she read Chapter 1, and today we're going to read at least 2 chapters. So, let's get started. The Dumb Baby's Room. Mother and Daddy fixed up a room for the new baby. It's called the nursery, except I don't know why. Because the baby isn't a nurse, of course. The baby's room used to be the guest room. That's where all our guests used to sleep. Only we never had much guests. And so if we get some, they'll have to sleep on a table or something. The baby's room had new stuff in it. That's because Mother and Daddy went shopping at the new baby stuff store. They bought a new baby dresser with green and yellow knobs on it, and a new baby lamp with a giraffe on the lampshade, and also a new rocking chair for when the baby cries and you can't shut it up. And there's a new baby crib too. A crib is a bed with bars on the side of it. It's kind of like a cage at the zoo, except with a crib. You can put your hand through the bars and the baby won't pull you in and kill you. And guess what else is in the nursery? Wallpaper, that's what. Jungle kind, with pictures of elephants and lions and a big fat hippopotamus something. And there's monkeys too, which are my favorite jungle guys in the whole world. Mother and Daddy pasted on the wallpaper tonight. Me and Ma, me. Oh wait, did I read that page? Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. Me and my dog Tickle were watching them. This paper looks very cute in here, I told them. I would like some in my room too, I think. Okay, I said. Can I? We'll see, said Daddy. We'll see is another word for no. Yeah, only that's not fair, I said, because the baby gets all new junk and I have all old junk. Poor Junie B, said Mother, teasing. Then she bent down and tried to hug me, only she couldn't do it very good because of her big fat stomach, which is where the stupid baby is. I don't think I'm going to like this dumb baby, I said. Mother stopped hugging me. Of course you will, she said. Of course I won't, I talked back, because it won't even let me hug you very good. And anyway, I don't even know its stupid dumb name. Then Mother sat down in the new rocking chair and she tried to put me on her lap, only I wouldn't fit, so she just holded my hand. That's because Daddy and I haven't picked a name for the baby yet, she explained. We want the name to be different, something cute like Junie Jones, a name that we'll remember. And so I thought and thought very hard. And then I clapped my hands together real loud. Hey, I know one! I said, very excited. It's the cafeteria lady at my school, and her name is Mrs. Gutzman. Mom frowned a little bit, and so maybe she didn't hear me, I think. Mrs. Gutzman, I hollered. That's a cute name, don't you think? And I remembered it too, even after I only heard it one time. Mrs. Gutzman stuck right in my head. Mother took a big breath. Yes, honey, but I'm not sure that Mrs. Gutzman is a good name for a tiny baby. And so then I scrunched my face and thought all over again. How about Teeny? I said. Teeny would be good. Mother smiled. Well, Teeny might be cute while the baby was little, but what would we call him when he grows up? Big Teeny, I called out, very happy. Then Mother said, we'll see, which means no Big Teeny. After that, I didn't feel so happy anymore. When this dumb bunny baby getting any here anyway, I said. Mother frowned again. The baby is not dumb, June. The baby is not a dumb bunny, Junie B, she said, and it will be here very soon, so I think you'd better start getting used to the idea. Then her and Daddy began pasting wallpaper again, and so I opened my new baby dresser with the green and yellow knobs, and I looked at the new baby clothes. The baby pajamas were very weensy, and the baby socks wouldn't even fit on my big piggy toe. I'm going to be the boss of this baby, I said to Tickle, 'cause I'm the biggest, that's why. Daddy snapped his fingers at me. That's enough of that kind of talk, Missy, he said. Missy's name when I'm in trouble. After that, Him and Mother went to the kitchen to get some more paste, and so I looked down at the hall to make sure he was gone. Yeah, only I'm still gonna be the boss of it, I whispered. Ha ha, so there. Chapter 3. A Very Wonderful Thing. Yesterday, a very wonderful thing happened, and it's called I Had Pie for dinner. Just pie, that's all. That's because my mother went to the hospital to have the baby, and Daddy and Grandma Miller went with her. And so me and my grandpa got to stay at his house, all by ourselves, and no one even babysitted us. And guess what? Grandpa smoked a real life cigar right inside the house, and Grandma didn't yell. Go outside with that thing, Frank. After that, my grandpa gave me a piggyback ride, and he let me put on Grandma Miller's new hat with the long brown feather, and also I got to walk in her red high heels. Only then I fell down in the kitchen, and so I quick took them off. Hey, I could stretch my head open in these dumb things, I said very loud. After that, I opened up the refrigerator, 'cause I was hungry from playing, that's why. Hey, guess what? There's a big fat melon pie in here, Frank, I hollered. And so then Grandpa Miller got down 2 plates. Then me and him ate the big fat lemon pie for our dinner. Just pie, and that's all. And we're not even going to get in trouble because we're going to tell Grandma that her cat ate it. And here's another very funny thing. I got to sleep in Grandpa Miller's guest room. First, I put on my PJs with the feet in them, and then my grandpa watched me brush my new front tooth, and he tucked me into the big guest bed. Sweet dreams, Junie B, he said, except for then I got a little bit of scared in me. Yeah, only guess what, Grandpa, I said. It's very dark in this big room, and so there might be hidey things in here. Grandpa looked all around the room and also in the closet. Nope, no hidey things in here, he said. After that, he left on the hall light for me, so my magnification wasn't run my oh my goodness wouldn't run wild. Imagination wouldn't run wild. Except I still didn't sleep that good, 'cause there was a drooly guy with claws under my bed. And so this morning my eyes felt very saggy. Only then I sniffed something that woke them right up. And its name was Delicious Waffles. Grandpa Miller cooked them up for me, and he let me pour on my own syrup, and they didn't yell, whoa, whoa, whoa. After that, me and him played until it was time for kindergarten. Except before I left, the funniest thing of all happened. My Grandma Miller came home again, and she said that Mother had a baby, and it was the boy kind. Then me and her and my grandpa all did a big giant hug. And Grandma Miller picked me up and she swung me in the air. You're just going to love him, Junie B, she said. Your new brother is the cutest little monkey I've ever seen. Then my eyes got very wide. He is? Really? I said. Grandma Miller put me down. Then she started talking to my grandpa. Wait till you see him, Frank, she said. He's got the longest little fingers and toes. I tugged on her dress. How long, Grandma? I said. Longer than mine. But Grandma just kept on talking. And his hair, Frank, my word, he's got oodles and oodles of thick black hair. I pulled on Grandma's arm. How come, Grandma? How come he's got hair? I asked. I thought little babies were supposed to be baldies. But still, my grandma didn't answer me. And he's big too, Frank. He's much bigger than any of the other babies in the hospital. And you should feel how tightly he grabbed on your fingers when you. Just then, I stamped my foot very hard. Hey, I want some answers down here, Helen. He's my baby too, you know. Grandma Miller frowned at me, 'cause I'm not supposed to call her Helen, I think. Sorry, I said, kind of quiet. Then Grandma Miller bent down next to me, and so I didn't have to yell any more. Are you telling me the truth, Grandma? I said. Is my brother really the cutest little monkey you ever saw? For really and honest and truly. Then my Grandma Miller hugged me very tight. Yes, little girl, she whispered in my ear. For really and honest and truly. After that, she picked me up again, and me and her twirled all around the kitchen. Chapter 4. Hoppy and Russell. My room at kindergarten is named Room 9. I have two bestest friends in that place. One of them has the name of Lucille. Lucille sits right next to me. She has a red chair and also a little red fingernails, which were very glossy. My other bestest friend is named Grace. Me and that Grace sit together on the school bus, except for not today. We didn't, because today Grandpa Miller drove me. And then we walked to Room 9 with me, and he waved at my teacher. Her name is Miss. She has another name too, but I just like Miss, and that's all. When I first walked into my room, Lucille was looking at that Grace brand new shoes, and their name was Pink High Tops. Hey Grace, those new shoes look very beautiful on you, I said. But that dumb Grace didn't even say thank you to me. Grace is angry at you, said Lucille. She said that she rode the bus today, and you weren't even there to save her a seat, and she had to sit next to an icky kid. Right, Grace? Grace bobbled her head up and down. Yes, only I couldn't help it, Grace, I said. That's because I stayed at my Grandpa Miller's all night, and there was no bus at that place, and so he had to drive me here today. Then I tried to hold up Grace's hand, only she quickly pulled it away. That's not very nice of you, Grace, I said. And so guess what? Now I'm not going to tell you my special secret. That's when that Grace called me a poopy head. Lucille held my hand. I don't think you're a poopy head, Junie B, she said. And so you can tell me your special secret, and I won't tell anybody, not even Grace. That's when that Grace kicked Lucille in the leg, and so Lucille pushed her down, and Mrs. had to come pull them off of each other. I raised my hand very polite. I wasn't involved, I said to Mrs. After that, we had to sit down and do some work. It was called printing our numbers, only I couldn't do mine. That's good because Lucille kept on talking to me. That's why. Come on, Junie B, she said in her whispering voice. Tell me your special secret. I won't tell, I promise. Yes, only I can't, Lucille, I said, because no talking to your neighbor, remember? Then Mrs. snapped her fingers at me. See, Lucille, I told you no talking to your neighbor, I hollered. Now I got snapped at. Then a boy named Jim shushed me. Shush yourself, you big fat Jim, I said back. After that, Mrs. stood next to me till I finished my work. Then I got all done and she collected it. That made me happy inside because guess what comes after work? Something very fun, that's what. And its name is show and tell. Mrs. stood next to her desk, who was something interesting to share with the class today, she said. That's my heart went very pumpy because I had the most special secret in the whole wide world. I raised my hand way high in the air. Ooh, 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 I hollered real loud, me, me, me. Mrs. shook her head at me because I'm not supposed to go, ooh, 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 me, me, me. She called on William. He is a crybaby. Boy in my class. I can beat him up, I think. William, said Mrs. Since you raised your hand so politely, you may go first. And so then William carried a paper bag to the front of the room, and he took out a jar of two dead crickets. Except for William didn't know they were dead. He just thought they were sleeping. Jumpy, hoppy, jump, wrestle, said William, and then he tapped on the glass. Hey, wake up in there, he said. After that, William started shaking the jar all over the place, and he wouldn't stop. Wake up, I said, he shouted. Then Hoppy and Russell started falling all apart, and Mrs. had to take the jar away. That's when William started to cry, and he had to go to the nurse's office to lie down. And so then I raised my hand way high in the air again, because guess what? My show and tell was way better than two dead crickets. Chapter 5 Monkey Business. Mrs. called my name. Junie B, would you like to go next? She asked. Then I jumped right up and ran speedy fast to the front of the room. Guess what? I said, very excited. Last night my mother had a baby, and it's the boy kind. Mrs. clapped her hand. Junie B. Jones has a new little brother, everyone, she said. Isn't that wonderful? Then all of the room 9 clapped too. Yes, only you haven't even heard the best part yet, I said very loud, because guess what else? He's a monkey, that's what else. A new brother baby is a real live baby monkey. Mrs. got a funny look on her face. and she squinted her eyes very, very tiny, and so maybe she didn't hear me or something, I think. I said, I've got a monkey brother, I shouted really louder. Then that meant Jim right up from his desk and hollered, liar, liar, pants on fire. No, they are not on fire, you big fat Jim. I said back, I do too have a monkey brother. You can ask my Grandma Miller if you don't believe me. Mrs. raised her eyebrow way high on her head. Your grandmother told you that your brother is a monkey, she asked me. Yes, I said. She told me he has long fingers and long toes and lots of black fur all over himself. After that, Mrs. kept on looking and looking at me. Then she said it was time for me to sit down. Yeah, only I'm not done telling the children about my monkey brother yet, I explained. Because guess what else? His wallpaper has pictures of jungle friends on it, and his bed has bars on the sides. But I'm not going to teach him to bite or kill people. Then this boy named Ricardo, who has cute freckles on his face, said, Monkeys are cool to me. I know they are cool, Ricardo, I said. And guess what else? Maybe I can bring him to school on pet day. Then Ricardo smiled at me. And so he might be my boyfriend, I think, except for there's a boy and roommate who already loves me. Just then, Mrs. stood up and pointed at me. That's enough, Junie, she said. I want you to sit down now. You and I will talk about this monkey business later. And so that made me giggle because monkey business is a funny word, I think. Then I waved goodbye to my new boyfriend, Ricardo, and I skipped back to my seat. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for watching Reading Sisters. If you liked part 2 of Jamie Jones and Little Monkey Business, please press the subscribe button and hit that notification bell and like this video. And if you do, that will let us know that we should make a part